It's the Riot Podcast, the Friday, July 21st edition. Today on the show, some of the things you might encounter, you should encounter, is us talking about the best and worst foods to eat while simultaneously driving. We also give you the 3 keys to a happy relationship and dating success. And one of the first things you'll hear is talking about the new sayings that Taco Bell is trying to get people to vote on for their hot sauce packets. We go through how bad they are.
They're rough. They're real rough.
So what we need to do then, you'll hear us go through the bad ones. We need to come up with some better options. So
You want me
what
to
do you
start?
say? What do you say? Yeah, go for it.
Some of the ones that I came up with,
Uh-huh.
I lead it off with just sweat.
Sweat. Which one would you put that on? Which flavor?
I'm thinking like hot,
That's pretty good.
and it'll just be called sweat.
Okay. I like that.
I've got, speaking of the devil,
Ooh.
you like that?
Ooh, that's clever.
How you liking that?
Yeah, there you go.
And then for like one of the hotter ones, I'm thinking just blowing smoke.
Oh,
That's hot, huh?
that is hot. Wow, you're really staying like,
Heater.
yeah.
Oh, I'm keeping it on the heater.
See, mine were the thoughts I had are much more non sequitur.
Just random.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I had like, for one of like the lower levels, would be like an improvement to anything.
Hey, that's
Pretty
real
good.
positive.
And then the last two I had, worth the pain.
Okay.
And then my
I
final
don't
one,
love that one as much.
worth the pain.
Uh-huh.
My final one, and this is mine,
Okay.
trademarked.
Yeah.
How you like me now?
Oh, that's your classic.
How you like me now?
That is.
I'm in danger.
How you like me now? That's hot. Feeling real hot.
See, speaking of danger, that was my top one. Would be danger. Curves
I'm
ahead.
in danger.
Curves ahead.
Yeah.
Danger curves
See,
ahead.
I was being a little more loose with mine. That's how Taco Bell was, to their own detriment, I think. For me, danger curves ahead, especially if you put that on like the hottest, the Diablo, it'd be real confusing. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Makes sense, yeah.
They have a breakfast one, so that's easy. Tip top of the morning to you.
One more time now.
Tip top of the morning to you.
Tip top of the morning to you.
You see that on a breakfast salsa packet, you're gonna feel pumped up.
Okay.
Here's a good one. You are not illiterate.
Well. How the turntables.
What does that even mean? You
If
were not
you're-
illiterate?
Yeah, if you're reading that, you must not be illiterate. Another confidence boost. And then finally, this one really getting philosophical. Diffidence is folly. That's something that I live by.
That's a lot of big words.
Well, you know
Diffidence.
what diffidence is?
Well, I know what folly means.
Yeah. I kind of feel like I guess I'm writing more of a fortune cookie than a hot sauce packet.
Diffidence is folly.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what that means.
I said that. Diffidence is being like shy or having low self-confidence. You don't
Okay.
want to speak.
Okay.
Clearly, you can tell that is a motto I live by. I'm never slow to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Quick to speak, high confidence, and that's why I say diffidence is folly.
So being shy is a mistake.
Not having self-confidence.
I like it.
You see that? Imagine the lives that can be improved if that was on a Taco Bell hot sauce packet.
Ours couldn't be more different.
Yeah. You really stuck with the heat thing, by and large.
I mean, that makes sense. What else would you expect to be on a hot sauce packet or packet?
I don't know, but like some of the ones on Taco Bell's they have nothing to do with the heat.
Exactly.
It'll be like, what's your at is one of them that we're going to get to here in a
Yeah,
minute.
exactly. And you know how many times you played this during those?
Yeah, because they're just trying too hard. They're trying too hard to sound hip, is what I think. When the people that wrote those clearly were not in touch
Clearly
and don't
out of it.
understand how quickly they will age, how
Yeah.
quickly the actual sayings themselves will be outdated in many cases. That's
yeah,
why
well,
I
some
thought,
of the trendy ones.
thought
Yeah.
one of the better ones. They didn't come up with this. I did, but I was like, this is gonna be outdated one day, and it's "Don't at me." I thought that'd be a good like if you saw that in a hot sauce packet like a couple of years ago, you'd be like, wow, that's clever, and it makes sense. But now, even now, it's like that's outdated.
It is. But you know what's never outdated?
What's that?
Sweat.
Yeah, we'll stick with that one.
Blowing smoke. How you like me now?
I really love that.
I love how you like me now.
And diffidence is folly,
Just like mine. It just fits in just like that. Rolls off the tongue.
like a glove.
Just like so.
It is the riot.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
You can help Taco Bell make a decision, a pretty big, monumental decision. They're trying to find some new sayings for their sauce packets. You ever get the sauce at Taco Bell?
I'm not a huge Taco Bell guy, but I do know they have like those little quote spots on them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They got, what do they got? They got mild. They've got hot, fire, Diablo, and breakfast salsa. And each of the little packets, instead of just saying what the sauce is, it also has a little quote. Now, those quotes that are on there have been the same. They haven't been updated for quite some time. And so if you're a Taco Bell Rewards member and you have the Taco Bell app, you can now go ahead in there and help them vote on which sayings they should adopt for their flavor packets starting in 2024. You ready to vote right here on the show?
I'm ready to vote.
All right. Here's the options for mild. You could either go, what's your at? All love here. Or great, good, okay. You know, like a single one?
That's the best they could do?
That's
All love here?
That's what Taco Bell came up with.
I mean, those are some mild takes. Very mild.
Maybe that's the idea. Okay, how about for hot? You could do, it's a secret. Why not? Or first things first. Come on!
We're putting these together.
Bell marketing team worked really hard on these.
These are so bad so far.
There was a lot of probably like 40-year-olds trying to sound young, spent a lot of time and effort trying to come up with these.
One was why not? Question mark. I mean, how much effort did that take? Not much.
All right, let's move forward then. Fire.
I really want to like some of these. If I have to keep on hitting the crickets, I'm going to get upset.
Fire is either on the count of 3, don't think, just do, or entering my blank era.
These are better ones.
Yeah.
I don't mind don't think, just do.
Uh-huh.
Kind of sounds like Nike, just do it. But
Yeah, it does.
entering my blank era?
That'll age well. That's
Yeah.
a very timely saying at this time. So I feel like by the time, even you think 2024 rolls around when these actually will be on the packets, it'll feel outdated.
It's going to feel super outdated.
Yeah, come on, Taco Bell. And, okay, Diablo. Yes, and if you won't, I will. Immediately no.
Yet again, these are a little better. If you won't, I will. Guess it depends how you say it.
Yeah. I like
immediately no.
I like immediately no.
That's a good one for Diablo.
Yeah.
Even though that's also trendy. And probably is going to be out in a year, but that's okay. I'd like that one too.
And then lastly, for the breakfast salsa, morning person, I support it or rooting for you.
For me,
Morning person is just bad.
that's terrible.
Whoever came up with that one should be
What
fired.
does I support it even mean? I support it?
That's probably the one that, I don't know, rooting for you
Rooting for
feels
you?
like, yeah, that'll age well.
These
These could stick on the packets for a while.
are pretty rough.
Yeah, I thought Taco Bell was cool.
No, clearly not.
Yeah. Taco Bell sounded a lot more like Five Below.
Yeah, that's
honestly, to
pretty
me.
rough. Like
Yeah.
those are all not looking good.
I have to say, though, I just recently had Taco Bell and tried the sauce. I tried all the sauces because I've never, really done it. And they're actually real good.
They're pretty good?
People love the Diablo sauce. I understand why. It's good. I'm entering my Diablo sauce era.
Is that that's where you're at?
Yeah, that is where I am.
Nobody does it better. The Riot Radio U.
Show that never compromises for quality. Isn't that right, Isaiah?
That's what we like to say.
That's what a lot of companies like to say.
Never compromise for quality.
Yeah. Wait, it's never compromise on quality.
Never compromise on quality.
Yeah. You don't want to compromise. But they always say that. I don't believe it's true. They say they never compromise. I feel like everybody compromises, you know?
You got to do a little bit of compromising.
Uh-huh. They say they never compromise, but if you could compromise and make a few more dollars, who's not going to compromise from time to time?
Oh, I'll always compromise for a few more dollars.
I was just going to say, it doesn't mean you always compromise.
Oh, I always
But
will.
it means that a lot of the time, or at least a few of the times, you just can't say, I never compromise.
I love compromise.
We never sacrifice for your service. No, on service. We never sacrifice quality for service. I don't know. They make these promises. I don't believe them. You can't talk in absolutes as a company. You can't as a person even. You can say, oh, I would never compromise my beliefs on this. But then like, what if compromising your beliefs would really like benefit you though? Who doesn't from time to time? People do it.
People do compromise.
I don't need to establish that anymore. I think we've established.
You think so?
I think it's pretty clear that people compromise. But here's the problem. Even people as trustworthy as Isaiah and I compromise from time to time. People that really do have your best interests in mind most of the time still probably compromise. They might throw you under the bus just possibly if it could help them out. But here's the great news. When God says, I never compromise, he means it. He's not going to throw you under the bus, not going to do something that serves him better than it serves you. Just be, it's never going to happen. Jesus always has your best interest in mind. Jesus always loves you. And when he makes a promise, he's going to keep it. Jesus is looking out for you. And so when other people might throw you under the bus, might compromise given the right circumstances, and it negatively affects you, God's never going to do that. If you want to know more, start talking to God. Find out about who he really is straight from him. Say, hey, Jesus, I want to know more. You can also start at RadioU.com/free gift.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
The question is, what is the best and worst food to eat while you are also driving? Imagine you've got a road trip. You're in charge of the steering wheel. And you need to also eat. What would be the worst thing? Just dangerous, inconvenient, and what would be the best thing? Texts are rolling in. Multiple people, Crystal and Joshua, both suggesting the hot dog, the humble hot dog.
I said no hot dogging.
You did say no hot dogging.
That's what Crystal said in the comments. She said, hot dog? Never mind, no hot dogging.
Yeah, it's one of our catchphrases on the show. You can't be hot dogging, but I think while you drive, you could be hot dogging. It depends on how many toppings you like on your hot dog.
I think you got to go plain.
Unless it's a great hot dog.
Come on. A plain hot dog isn't bad.
For me, personally, I usually, on a standard hot dog, I'll just do ketchup only.
Same, but you can't do that while driving.
No, it's a little dangerous. You could wind up with some stained pants.
Because then you're hot dogging.
Hot dog, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. So that's dangerous. Then Joshua also, not only did he have hot dogs as the best, he says tacos are the worst. Hard to argue with that. Real dangerous. And messy.
Oh, yeah.
Real
Ryan
messy.
said tacos the worst, too.
Yeah, that's a good call on those. Tacos. It's surprising that Taco Bell even has a drive-thru that gives you tacos.
Shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, because that's just asking for a mess. However, if you go with a burrito, much more driving friendly.
Still.
A burrito, a wrap.
Too much.
I think you can do it.
The likelihood of you spilling on yourself, too high for me.
Now,
Risk to reward, low.
Yeah, I guess so. What about Eric? This clearly has to be the worst thing. Hot bowl of soup.
That's a bad one.
Yeah, you don't get much worse than that. Soup, anything with noodles, also I would throw in as something you don't want to try to eat while driving. Now, I don't know if you saw this. Susanna texted in. She says, best thing to eat while driving? Any vegetable. She says, not messy, not sticky like fruit, good for you, and you can eat them all day without feeling sick. Suzanne, have you ever listened to the show? You think vegetables? You think we're going to give you credit for texting vegetables?
We're not a big vegetable show.
No.
Is she right? She's right. But only, I would say, if I'm going to do a vegetable in the car, I'm doing carrots.
Yeah, you know I hate carrots.
I know you do. I don't know how you hate carrots.
I hate
love them.
raw carrots.
I
She also
love
says
carrots.
you can eat them all day without feeling sick.
That's true.
That's not true for me. I feel
What?
sick the second I bite into a carrot.
Carrots are so
If
good.
it's a raw carrot.
I will defend carrots. If I get a bag of carrots in the car, that's a good snack. I'll give you that. But overall, vegetables not my favorite food, but I can do carrots in the car.
What about Emily? She says chicken fingers and fries. I understand why a lot of people might say that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
That's good.
It can be good. Here's the problem. Here's two issues I have with that. One is that for both of them, what do you want to do? You want to dip. You can't dip and drive. They have billboards up that say that. Don't dip and drive. Secondly, I don't think you should have a food while you're driving that you have to transfer, where you have to grab a handful, eat.
No, it's not that
because
hard.
that gets your hands messy.
You're crazy. My
hands
my
greasy.
answer was going to be French fries.
French fries.
McDonald's French fries are the go-to car snack.
You don't dip those in anything?
I don't have to. I can eat them straight up.
Don't you think they can get your hands a little greasy?
I mean, they're a little greased
And then
up, but
what do? You keep the fries between your legs?
I go between the legs.
Between the legs.
Yeah.
I
usually.
feel like you're better off just having a food that you just hold in your hand. I believe what to me is the perfect answer, which is corn dog. Similar to hot dog, but you don't need toppings. It's all contained. There's no way you could make a mess with that. It's even on a stick, so you don't have to touch the food whatsoever. I think a corn dog is the ideal option.
It doesn't sound very convenient, you know? Like, when are you getting a corn dog?
Sonic.
I guess you're finding a Sonic on the road.
Yeah, you got to find a Sonic.
My answer was going to be, if we're putting money aside, it's beef jerky. High protein, easy to eat. You're just tossing it in, and it tastes great.
Somehow it always, whenever we're talking road trip snacks, it always comes back to beef jerky with us.
Beef jerky's pretty good.
Yeah.
The go-to.
It's hard to go wrong.
Oh, hi there.
Worst of the riot.
Crank that up.
Radio U.
I have a woman here in China. She lost hearing in one of her ears. She had her eardrum ruptured. Wait till you hear how her eardrum got ruptured. It got ruptured with a passionate kiss.
It's the best way to rupture it.
I mean, as far as ways to rupture an eardrum go, that's probably one of the more exciting, wouldn't you say?
Also one of the more embarrassing to share.
Yeah, that's for sure. Apparently, this woman and her boyfriend just, making out, I guess, or whatever, having a passionate time. And he got a little too excited, she says he accidentally sucked on her ear canal. And that's what she told the doctors when she had to go and say, hey, I can't hear out of my left ear. He accidentally sucked on my ear canal. Then I heard a pop.
It was no accident.
And then I didn't hear anything.
It wasn't an accident. I'll tell you that right now.
What do you mean?
That was premeditated.
You don't think he accidentally? I mean, you could get like wax in your mouth doing that.
He'd been practicing that move.
Yes.
He's like, she's going to love this. Right before he did it, he's like, she's going to love this.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she started screaming. She couldn't hear out of her right ear anymore.
Yeah.
He ruptured her eardrum. Painful. Immediate pain.
Uh-huh. I wonder how much that does hurt.
Oh, it hurts.
It's one of the what, has it happened to you?
No, but I've had friends who it's happened to.
Uh-huh.
And it's whenever you mess with your ears,
Yeah.
there's a lot of pain in there. A lot of pain.
It's one of the things I fear a little bit. Like the things that cross my mind. Like, there's some fears that like never really come up. But the fear of something like
Somebody
puncturing.
sucking on your ear like that?
Yeah, I'm afraid of it. I'm nervous about it. I always tell my wife, stay away from there.
A little squeamish around the ears.
Stay away. Don't get near my ears because I don't want to wind up like this woman in China and have to go to the doctor with an embarrassing tale of how my eardrum was ruptured. But you think it's a weird thing to do, to kiss somebody's ear like that?
No. I don't think it's weird, actually.
You don't think so?
Oddly enough, I don't. I'm not against it. As long as you don't rupture my eardrum.
Yeah.
Not against the ear kiss.
The kiss on the ear is one thing. The sucking on the ear that's when it goes too far.
That's when you take it to the next level.
Once the ear canal is involved.
I'm not a big ear canal guy.
Yeah, stay away from the canal.
More of a lobe. I lean lobe.
What's the top part of the ear called?
Because that's the sweet spot, huh?
It's the sweet spot. I don't know what that's called. Everybody knows you have a lobe, but what is the top part? The part that can be pointy for elves.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't know. I'm going to call that the bridge for now. Maybe the arch. Can we call it the arc?
I was going to call it the cormatus.
The cormatus?
Yeah, I believe that's the technical term.
I'm thinking the arc.
The arc of the ear.
The trick is you work from the lobe to the arc.
To the arc.
But just don't spend too much time in the canal.
Make sure you drift over the canal, and certainly don't apply pressure in any way, shape, or form.
Call that the old loop-de-loo.
A cautionary tale.
The old loop around.
Yeah.
The old switcheroo.
Wasn't that a great riot clip? While you're here, you should watch more of our videos and subscribe so you don't miss what we do next.